Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Trade Ideas Live Trading Room Recap for Thursday, November the 3rd. My name is Barry Anderson. I'm the moderator of our room. This is the address to get in. And I am live on the mic between 9 a.m. and 4 p.m., approximately 4 p.m. I do share my screen all day long also, and yes, this is a free room. And if you'd like to take out a subscription to Trade Ideas, type this into your browser, click on it, and you'll be taken to a subscription page, and you will see a promo code there. All right, kind of an interesting day for me. Let's go over a couple of the Holly trades that I did take. TCCO was an early one. This was on one of our newer ones one of the newer strategies that was optimized this week, I believe. And it really focuses on super low floating stocks. And the actual trigger was right here on this can. Let me get to a 5-minute. Go a little bit better probably. So it was right here on this candle, and the trigger was at, and why isn't it showing up here? Just a second. There we go. At, oh, I know why. The price is right now 285, so it's actually covered. I'm wrong. The price is right here at 270. There was the trigger at $2.70. Now, it was almost impossible to get into this one at $2.70. It popped so quickly. I actually ended up taking the trade at 295, breaking a little bit of a rule that I have, and taking a trade so close to a whole number. But it just looked. But this strategy is really looking on the fast-moving stocks early. I shouldn't say early, but that seems to be the way it's working. And very low floats. This only has like 1.46 million shares in the float. So I ended up taking it at 295, and look what it did. I mean, it popped all the way to 335. I wish I could say that I got out. Well, actually, I got out at 3. Let me back up. I took some at 305 when it broke, just in case. And then in this candle, it broke all the way to 335. I was able to get out some at 330, and then on the way down at 315. So a great early trade from Holly, and on a percentage basis, it was wonderful. Now the next one was Court. And this didn't work out quite as well. Let's see where it was alerted the first time. Actually, Holly alerted this one on 2 separate strategies. That happens every now and then. The alert was at 783. This time I did, actually that's wrong. I didn't wait for the break, 792. I got in at 792 right here. And then on this downturn, I took myself out at 780. But I waited, and interestingly, Holly alerted on another strategy called buyer stepping in. So it was very interesting because look what happened. The buyers at 777, there was the alert, and the buyers did certainly step in. This time though, I did wait for the 8 break. I got in at 804, and made a little bit on this. It took some off at I think 815, and then got out as it broke down, as it looked like it was breaking down. So I still have this on an alert on a high of the day break, just in case it does break over the high of the day, and we'll see what happens. Again, there's how much there's 2 hours and 20 minutes left in the market, so we'll see what happens if I do get an alert right here. However, I do want to talk about a couple of other trades that I took, and I'm still in one, by the way. First Solar, very nice alert from Real, and I think Trader, I want to call him XYW, on a bounce. I got into this one at 33.32, and I took some out at 33.50, and it's now just over 34. So this turned out to be just an excellent alert from the guys. But the other one I took was LDOS. And LDOS has turned out to be was definitely my good trade of the day in terms of probably most satisfactory trade of the day. Bring up the daily chart and I'll show you what I was looking at. Let me back this out just a little bit. So look at what happened here. Now LDOS, let me make sure, has had earnings in the before the market opened. So that's why it had this nice pop. Obviously because earnings were good or guidance was good, whatever the reason, people liked it. So I noticed this one early, and I said that I wanted to put an alert right about here if it took this high out. I didn't actually think it would happen today because Let's go back to a 15-minute. I'll even go up to the 5. I have enough room, I think, on this chart. Yeah. So I didn't actually think it was going to happen today. When I saw it, I think the stock was actually right here around 43.61. But I said, you know what? If it takes this high out, because again, based on the daily chart, thought if it took that high out, look at the void it's got. Well, guess what? It took the high out. And so that's when I really started watching it. And I took the trade because the alert was around 44.09. I ended up taking the trade right there. I think that's 44.17. And I pieced some out. And this is why I want to bring this one up. I want to show you in a 5-minute what happened. So on the way up here, I took some out at 44.46 and 44.62. All right, right up here. Now look what happened afterwards. Look at this selling that started taking. Remember now, this green candle was a red candle all the way down here, 44.26. Remember, I'm in at 44.17. So people, a lot of times they ask me, well, how do you trade exactly? And I have really no. I mean, there's no. I can't give a course on it or anything like that. But typically, what I do is when I get into a trade, if it starts to move something like this, I will start to take some out, because if I do, then I can withstand a pullback like this. If I hadn't taken anything out here, I mean, what would I have been thinking as it moves down to 44.27 and I'm in at 44.17? All I'd be thinking is, man, like I had this decent profit. It popped, 60 cents. I didn't take anything out. But because I do, I can withstand this. And so to me, the worst that was going to happen is that if it got back to my where I bought it, I would get out, but I would still have made some money. Because I did this, though, I could withstand this and I could hold on, and I actually then was able to sell some as it was actually holding out right here for 45.17 on the bid. Didn't quite get it. And as it started moving down, I sold the balance at 45.02. Now, subsequent to that, it has popped up, quite a bit here. Um, but that's kind of why I'm just bringing this up. Is people ask me a lot of times, well, how, can you give me any advice on how to trade? And believe me, this is not advice as such, but this is how I do it. This is how I can hold on then when we get a downturn, because I've already made some profit. And if it actually literally got right back to where I bought it, no problem. I'd be out, but I've made profit on the way up. All right. ACIW. Let's see what it's doing. I know it's not doing too much. I am in this one. I'm in at 17.15. This was one that I don't know if he actually got in it at any point, but he mentioned this as a potential one to watch on a bounce, and look what it did. I mean, a fantastic bounce. Right here would have been an excellent time to get in. A little bit of a pullback, and then the bounce up here. I started watching this though when it was basing a long time at 17, and then it had a let's see, a pop up here, and then a pullback, and it looked like it was stabilizing. So I decided to take the trade at 17.15. Actually, I think I'm wrong. I think the pop, no, I'm wrong. Right, the pop was here that I was looking at, and then it pulled back down, and then it looked like it was stabilizing again at 17. So here's where I got in on this candle here at 17.15. Popped up, kind of resisted taking the quick scalp. I'm looking for a little bit more because it has a potential to fill this. But this was a nice. Again, I don't know if Real actually got into this one, but anyway, I'm still in this one, and definitely want to hold on to it as long as it doesn't go down below 17. If it gets down to, probably if it broke down 1707, I would exit the trade, thinking that it's it's just not going to want to move for me. But definitely a nice trade. Court, let me just see what's happening with it. Yeah, still, if it breaks this high here, sometime, what do we have left? Still 2 hours and 15 minutes left. So if it breaks this high, I may have to take a hard look at it. Another reason is that if you take a look at the daily chart on it, I think if I went all the way back, I don't think there's any resistance. There's just no resistance at all. So this is something maybe I would contemplate swinging. Earnings were yesterday, so I don't have to worry about it as an earnings play. It is a pharma, bio, so I always have to. I'm a little reluctant to swing these ones, but it depends how it closes. If it closes near the high, it's possible that I may swing this one. All right, well, that's it for today. Let me just close this chart down, bring back the cover. Again, here's how to get into the room, and I usually open the room at about 8:45. That's when we start talking, for the 45 minutes before the market opens, we start talking about the ones to pay attention to, perhaps during the day. And I think the one that we were looking at was Diplomat DPLO. Oh, that's right. I actually did a quick trade in Diplomat also. Now, I don't have to show you it, but that was one that we identified in the pre-market. Is I called it the disaster stock of the day. We had a couple yesterday, CEMP and ADPT, a couple of disaster bios. So today's was Diplomat DPLO. Anyway, here's again how to get in. Open the room at 8:45. I get live on the mic between 9 and definitely till 3:30, and sometimes I take it to 4. Want to take out a subscription? Just type this in and click on the link, and you will be taken to our subscription page where you will see a promo code. Okay, thanks for listening, and I hope to see you in our trading room tomorrow. Bye-bye.